Hello, hello, hello. Hi there, one and all. Freddie immediately jumps up the second I start teaching, Jesus, talking. But hello. Hi everybody. Give me a second. I am still setting things up. I'm still clicking buttons. Gotta make sure everything is good here. Oh, I just ate recently, so I'm still like digesting. I had a really heavy meal. I feel like I should try not to have a heavy meal before I stream because, like that seems like the smart thing to do, right? But you see, I don't always do the smart thing, right? Um, okay. I did everything I needed to do, and I'm getting chat pulled up right now. I cannot remember who I thanked for following me on Twitch or whatever, but I think I thanked everyone except for Raymond Garrick Gomez. So thank you for the follow. If I missed you, you can just be like, "Hey, I didn't get a shout out." And I'd be like, "Oh no." And then hello Blarg Dragon, Valerie, biggest of bugs, uh Rowan Doggo, Banana Brain, and hello. Hope you're having a safe week. Thank you. Just in time for your train home. That's awesome. Woke to the reckoning. Exactly. Yeah, that's gonna be a huge topic of conversation tonight. Yet again, wanted to say thank you to everybody for the engagement on the most recent video, for all the follows and stuff. We really got a big boost out of the video, so I'm like very thankful for that. You know what? I'm gonna stand actually because I just ate a bunch, and like sitting down is like making me kind of feel kind of sleepy. And I don't want to feel sleepy. So let me stand up. Hello there, PRX Thistle. Girly girl, hello. So we will be making a video later about woke 2 stuff, but this is going to be just a normal stream first. So first thing I wanted to do is Johanna, welcome. First thing I wanted to do is talk about the fact that I am pretty emotionally unstable right now, and it's in large part, I mean it's in part because the world is wacky right now, but also because um I've mentioned this a few times, but like the progesterone, um I was on 100 milligrams and went on back order. One of my options was to double the dose to like get access to, they have 200 milligrams available, just didn't have 100 milligrams. So I was out for like 4 or 5 days, went through withdrawals, and then got on 200 milligrams, and I feel bad. It's been like a week and a half. I feel so, like, I feel foggy. I feel like I'm floating. I get tired really, really, really quickly. I just feel bad. I just feel really bad. It's very fun. But I've also been like kind of emotional and uh yeah, it's just been a wacky time. So I'm probably gonna try to go back down to 100 milligrams and maybe just like, yeah, make sure you do your shot, Thistle. Oh, ow. But yes, I am. Hello there, Deadfer Elliot on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, but I just wanted to bring that up because like I know last time I got sort of like stun locked by chat, and I got really sucked into just like debating or whatever, and I just like I feel like I was like kind of like like I almost started crashing out on stream, like I almost started crashing out on stream, but I it just yeah. Can I ask you about something? Go for it. Dill pickle cravings time 1,000. That's spiralactone that does that for most people, and I do not take spiralactone. I'm on monotherapy. Like my testosterone is essentially in the crater always. Like I don't need to take an anti-androgen, which is cool. Hello Sage, welcome. Sorry if this is dumb or too personal. Is it possible to only take half the dose? It's not a pill, it's a capsule, so you can't, like, cut it in half. You have to take the whole thing, unfortunately. What's going on with trans people and ICE? Because I'm French. I'm a trans French person, and I'm scared as hell. Well, if you're in America and you're on like a visa and you're trans, you should definitely be concerned. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of think it's a scare tactic. I don't necessarily think that it's like a real thing. Like they were trying to create essentially like they were trying to make it so that ICE like give ICE permission to target trans people. I'm not. I always wanted to go live in USA, so I guess I'm not. Well, I mean, if you stay in France, you're fine. But like essentially like probably the biggest source of concern would be like if you are Hispanic and trans, you know, they can profile you based on being like, you know, Hispanic or whatever. And then they can also like be like, "Oh, your ID is because you know, like having an ID that outs you or whatever." It's just my brain is this is gonna be a hard stream for me. I'm not gonna lie. I knew it was gonna be a struggle when I turned on the camera, but I'm trying to get through it. I just this medication change is really rough. It's hard to stay on camera and be like super focused because like I can barely focus. It's hard no matter what. I'm sorry you're going through that. I thought you seemed off even though I was cheering you on. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Yeah, yeah, I just I wanted to apologize for how I may have seemed last stream or how I might come across in this stream if it happens. I don't know. I've just like my fuse has been really short and afterwards like I'll be like "Rrr," and then I'll be like, "Oh, that was really dumb. I don't know why I freaked out or I don't know why I'm so emotionally unstable." But I know why I'm emotionally unstable and it's because of the medication. It's whatever. Anyway, hi, just stopping by before going to bed. It's almost 3 a.m. here. Hope you're feeling as good as possible today and good luck with the rest of the stream. I had a great day. I will say, on a positive note, I had a great day. Wonderful day. It was beautiful. The weather was beautiful. I was outside. I was doing my flow arts, you know, spinning my oxbow, and I've been really enjoying the weather lately. Like it's kind of up and down. So like some days it's really rainy and bad, but like there have been a lot of really nice days where it's like 50, 60 degrees, sunny, like beautiful outside. And I've just been soaking up that beautiful weather. It really helps me come out of my seasonal depression. And it just feels nice to move again, like move outside, you know, like I spin in my garage during the winter or whatever, but like it's really nice to be able to go outside and just enjoy it without like feeling confined to walls and stuff. So, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that lately, but I've also been like wearing myself out. Hey there, String, welcome. Welcome, Leo or Lio, I'm not sure. In Woke 2, we will evolve from pronouns to expert nouns. It took me a minute to get that or a second, but yeah. Punk, welcome back. Beside the point, your hair is gorgeous. Thank you. Hi there, Queen Tara. In Woke 2, we will have lab grown uterus made from the patient's own stem cells. Yeah. Uh, in Woke 2, we transition from pronouns to pro actionable threats. I live in Michigan and been trying to get outside for the same reason. Expert nouns, what is that? It's a joke. It's a funny joke. Where am I? I live in Ohio. I live in America. I'm trying not to lose my housing at the moment. Housing authorities stressing me out. Oh, health. I'm sorry. I hope that that works out for you. That's really tough. Where I am, the weather is so bipolar. I wouldn't be surprised if it just randomly snowed like last year. I think it was in May, unrelated, but I just remember that. Yeah, I mean that happens here too. Hey Cheeky Puffs, welcome. Thank you for the congratulations. Oh, did we meet a follower? Oh, sick. Dead for Elliot, thank you for the follow. That's 120. That's awesome. I love that. That makes me happy. Yeah, I washed my hair tonight. That's why it looks so good, by the way. Older Crow, hello. Used to live around Cleveland for years. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've lived in Ohio my whole life. I was born and raised in Dayton. I don't really say where I live, so I don't. tell people what city I live in now. And woke 2 will not have chemicals in the water that turns frogs gay. We'll have them in the air, turning the birds gay too. Yeah. Um, woke 2, but what if I didn't go to sleep yet for woke 1? Oh, um, we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, I mean, if it's like Inception, sort of. So like if you no, I don't know. My brain doesn't work. I honestly like it's so hard to think right now. Like I apologize if this may not be like my best stream ever. Because I genuinely like feel like my brain does not work. I do have like I have a video planned out for the stream. We're gonna do that. We can talk about news, although I'm gonna be so real with all of you. It is whoo, it's bad. It's really bad. It's so bad. And I just don't know like if I really feel like it sounds really dumb to say it, but I just don't know like what the fuck are we even like talking about here anymore? Eh, like with the war, with the future of everything. I don't know. I mean, it's woo. Is there good news or are we just manufacturing optimism? Well, I think that that's sort of like a false dichotomy that you just made there. Like we do not like you do not need good news to be optimistic or to have hope for the future. Like those are not uh like there is not a causal necessary like there's a correlation there, but I don't think that that's a causal relationship, or if anything, or maybe a better way to say it is I don't think it should be a causal relationship. Like if you I really do think that like if you are fueled by good news, you need to be fueled by something else instead. You cannot live on this like you're essentially giving away your power to whatever happens, like if something good happens, then you feel good and it's good, but if something bad happens, you feel bad and it's bad. And like I'm not like of course you should feel your feelings, and you should like I'm not telling you not to feel your feelings or anything like that, but like uh I think that being hopeful and being optimistic and having that kind of mindset where you seek okay, let me just talk about idealism a little bit, because I'm an idealist. Like I think that anyone who watches my channel, you're probably painfully aware of the fact that I'm an idealist, right? Well, the thing about idealism is that like I think, at least this is the way that I view it, like if you have um if you have a goal or an ambition or like like a driving principle, right? Like a vision for a better world, or just a personal dream or whatever it is, and you are driving yourself towards that, like if you are moving yourself in that direction, you may not get 100% there. You may not even get 80% there, but you can get yourself closer to that ideal or that goal. Like for the anime nerds out there, if you watch One Piece, it's like it's not really about the One Piece. It's about the fact that having the goal of finding the One Piece, the dream, the ambition, the vision, it is driving you on this journey that makes you a better person, and gets you like you make progress even if you never actually get to that end part of the One Piece or whatever. And so, like, essentially what I'm saying is that, like, you should not, like, okay, no, I don't want to phrase it that way. I think that, like, it's better to have, like, 10% progress towards a better future because you had this, ridiculous ambition and this big dream or whatever, than it is to, like, make no progress because you're a nihilist and just, like, stew in your own feces and just, like, you know what I mean? I feel like stew in your own feces was maybe a little strong, but you know what I mean. You picking up what I'm saying here. That like I think idealism, like consequentially, is just better for the world than like a nihilist or quote unquote realist. I put bunny ears around that. Um perspective. Because, like, the world is dog shit right now. Like, there's a lot of to terrible shit. Very, very bad situation we are living in, right? But, like, for instance, if I weren't an idealist, do you think I would be here trying to build a community? Like, do you think if I were, like, a nihilist, would I be here doing all this shit, like, putting forth all this effort to, like, try to build a community and bring people together and be nuanced and engage in it, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you picking up what I'm putting down here? Like, the fact that I have some big ambitions, regardless of whether or not I actually ever get there, is what has created the potentiality of me being here and creating this community. So if you have benefited at all from my content, if you have watched my content and been like, "That's cool. I like that." Then you have benefited from the fact that I'm an idealist. And I think that that says something about the consequential nature of my personal philosophy. Uh, anyway, Circle Clopper, welcome. Andrew, welcome. Alice, welcome. Xena, welcome. Lauren, I don't know if I said welcome, but welcome. I love water. I'm gonna drink so much water. I have a headache. I feel kind of bad. So water, just drinking water. Hello there, M68. Hello, hello. I especially like your stream title because I see so many right wingers realizing the social mandate they thought they had is not going how they hoped, and in fact, they are more hated than ever before. Yeah, like they have become like the right wingers have become the new woke mob, but even worse. Like any instance that you could have found of a left winger being like oh, being like woke scoldy or whatever, they are 10 times more annoying and 10 times more disgusting about it. Like a lot of right wingers are just like when they're open about, their bigotry and their whatever, it's really horrifying to a lot of people. Like, I think maybe leftists can be a little cringe sometimes and maybe a little like socially maladjusted or just traumatized to the point where it's hard to like interact with people in good faith or whatever. But like uh genuinely, like I think when right wingers mask off and show what they are actually for and what their ideology is, a lot of people, like normal people, revolt from that. Like they see what's going on with ICE. They let me be clear. There have been deportations under Democratic presidents, and like people don't really seem to care that much. But then the overt violence and really disgusting way in which that the Trump admin is handling it is it's disgusting to a lot of people. Most people hate it. It's only his most sycophantic fans who like it. As we get going here, please like the YouTube stream. Pretty please. We got 28 likes. It'd be super awesome if we could boost that up a bit. We've been doing super good on likes lately. And it helps bring the channel to other people and grow the channel. So if you want to help me out, that is an easy way to do it. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to shove a link tree. There's going to be a link in the YouTube chat pinned and as well in the Twitch chat pinned. Skinny Thin Mint, welcome to the stream. Enjoy your lurk. Let me see here. Are you on TikTok live? No, I don't do TikTok live. I've thought about doing that, but I have not done that, and I don't know. TikTok is a pretty wacky platform nowadays, and I don't even know if I would be able to. Oh my gosh, Carol, thank you so much for the $20. Holy shit, thank you. Good evening all. With all the crap in the world, don't let this weekend pass you by. Get out for PDV and embrace community. Yes, for sure. There are great and positive events nationwide. Find one and have some fun. We all deserve that. That's beautiful. That's a really beautiful TikTok sucks, Twitch sucks. I agree that a lot of platforms suck nowadays. It's kind of like the enshittification of everything online, but yeah. I prefer, I guess, YouTube, but I am live on Twitch and YouTube just for convenience sake, and just to grow in a different avenue. But yeah, to go back what Carol was saying, definitely go find some good ways to enjoy Trans Day of Visibility, TDV, for those that aren't aware. Just like go out and like showcase trans joy, like genuinely, like the whole idea that like trans joy is resistance. Like I really think internalizing that is an important thing, because when you're shining and when you're showing your joy and you're happy and you're doing things and you're living your life, like people see that shit and it's impactful, and also like it shows that like even in this kind of horrific environment, we can like still find the time, energy, and resources to enjoy ourselves and find joy in life. I'm gonna sit down. My feet hurt, actually. It's really hard for me to stand in one spot. I've never been good at that. I always have to like move around a bunch. And when I'm standing here streaming, I have to just kind of stand in one spot. It's really, really hard to do. I get tired after like 20 minutes, but I can like stand up and spin for like hours and hours and hours, but it's just because I'm moving around. That's such a weird thing that like I cannot stand still for 20 minutes, but I can like spin my oxbow for like 6 hours. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Okay, I'm trying to keep up on chat here. I'm not reading everything. I think honestly, I love to read all of chat. Um, and being trans femme has made me so much happier. It's not even funny. Oh, that's awesome. Uh, okay, but how do I use trans joy to push back if I can't get any trans joy? Well, I string. Oh, string. Oh, my sweet summer child. Oh, I just if you can't find any joy in your life, like okay, first of all, if you are trans and you have joy, that is trans joy. It's not like trans joy is like a special kind of joy in a little box that says trans joy on the label or whatever. But also, if you can't find a modicum of joy in your life, then you need to get the fuck off the internet, and you need to go like for a walk, and you need to think about what is something that I could do to bring some joy into my life. It doesn't have to be gendered. It doesn't have to be related to your transition at all. It can literally just be, actually, you know what? Actually, I feel like you should have sources of joy outside of trans related stuff. And like what I mean by this is that like your transition should not be your only personality trait, or should not be the only thing you care about. I know that like when you're early in transition, it kind of is, and that is like normal, and that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have that moment or that time in your life, but I do think that like once you hit a certain point in transition, then transition should take a back seat in your life, and you should move on back to the hobbies that you had before you started to transition. Like, you should start playing video games again, like more often, and caring about your hobbies like drawing or writing or nature hike, or I don't know, 40K Warhammer mini painting, or whatever you're into, whatever floats your boat. I see a lot of people get really obsessed with like transition related information and talking about transition and all that stuff. And I get it. Like it is beautiful and I love it and I love talking about it, and it's something that's always going to be important to me and something that I'll always cherish about my life. But I don't want my entire life after this point to be about me being trans. Like I am a flow artist, and like I want to be known as a really, really good Oxbow player. Like I want to be known as someone who's extremely um explorative with Oxbow and a good teacher, someone who people look at and they're like, wow, she's like, done a lot for the flow arts community and we really appreciate that, or what or whatever. So like that's my personal journey. That's the thing that I feel like I'm put on the earth to do. And I feel like, transition can be something that you do while you're put on this earth, but like it shouldn't be like your purpose in living. You know what I mean? Like your sole purpose in living. Of course, for me, transition was like necessary for me to keep living. I'm not saying like not saying that it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? I'm trying to over explain the point. Let me read a little bit of chat here. Hello to everybody popping in, Bread Boy and Zumba class and Fluffy Dragon. Let's see here. We walked. Wait, Utah is so weird. Like last month, I believe we had an ice walkout at my school, and in the comments there were more anti-protesters. You know, with it being Utah, and we walked to the place. Well, I couldn't. I had a broken leg, but there were two right wingers there, and they launched a girl. Both of them were chased away. Oh, geez. I supported the ice walkout from the sidelines because I was in a wheelchair and couldn't walk, and I didn't want to wheel a mile. Yeah, that's understandable. You need to have many supporting hobbies or interests that can be extensive in emotional support. Yeah. Uh, can I say something about the anti-trans bathroom laws? I have something to say about it. Yeah, I mean, of course, you can say whatever you want. You don't need to ask me to do that. Um, if I'm stacking humanitarian transhumanism on top of being trans, does that make me trans squared? Um, maybe. Let's see. I throat sing and play shaman drum and Irish bodhran. I don't know what that is, but that's cool. I know what throat singing is. I don't know what shaman drum and Irish bodhran are. I found a purpose in life in writing sci-fi. Just stopped for my short stories and going for a full book. Oh, that's cool. Good for you. I cope with creating stand-up comedy routines. I tell jokes to my friends and even my therapist. Oh, that's lovely health. That's comedy. Comedy is like such a good outlet for emotional processing. Like honestly, it's kind of funny that comedians are well, I think comedians often become maladjusted because they have an over reliance on comedy, you know, but like they have an inability to confront things seriously. But like I think that for people that have the ability to confront things seriously, comedy is a beautiful thing to help process tough emotions. I'm a trans man. I've been on hormones 8 years. So if these bathroom laws are passed by law, I have to go to the woman's room. So if I go in there, it's creating the very scenario they're crying about. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly the issue with these laws. Is that like if the bathroom laws pass, what they expect to happen is a bunch of they expect like most transphobes think that every trans person is like this like caricature of a trans person, right? Like they think that you like every all trans women have like really shitty makeup and like look like trans people, you know, or whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. But genuinely, like what they don't understand is that like if they pass these bathroom laws and people were to actually follow them, like you would have like trans men who are jacked with full beards going into the woman's room, and you would have like people like me going into the men's room, which you know would create a lot of like I have people in my community that say sometimes like, hey, you know, like trans femmes will be like, yeah, I went into the men's room and they were like, "What the fuck are you like? You're in the wrong room." You know what I mean? Like people like see you and they're like, "That's not right." And that's the thing about it is that like most of the time I think trans people are extremely conscientious. These I can't speak words. But like people are extremely conscious of like how people are going to react or like you know, like there are obviously edge cases, but I think like for the most part, most trans people are like, okay, I'm not really passing. I may go to the, you know, I may if I'm with friends, maybe I'll go to the women's room. But if I'm by myself or if I feel unsafe, like you know, like people just make that decision in the moment, and I think that most people make the most rational choice that they think will cause the least amount of confusion and like the least amount of like uh anxiety for everybody involved. And so I really don't think that like there's anything like um yeah, like I don't think that these laws really like solve any obviously they don't solve any problem. Like it's just harm. It's just harm. Personally, I'd still use the men's room, but if I did pass, I'd use the women's. I'm sorry, Shinon, I do not know how you identify. But also welcome to the stream. I love water. Please drink water. It's so good for you. Thank you for liking the stream, but we can do better. I expect better. But we can do better, for sure. Someone unfollowed me to get us back down to 119, so, you know, looks like looks like we're not quite there yet, darn. People do that, like, genuinely, like, I know this is kinda random, but people, like, genuinely do that all the time. Like, if you hit a big subscriber milestone, like, if I hit 17,000 or if I hit whatever, like, someone somewhere will see that and just out of pure like, spite or or something, they will, like, unsubscribe from you so that it drops back down to like 17.90 or 16.99 or like in this case 119 or whatever. It literally it happens literally all the time, and it's like I just I will never understand this person. I will never understand this kind of person. Like genuinely, why do you care? Why do you care so much to spite someone like that? Too scared to use either bathroom. I just hold it. Oh, choked on my water, Leah. What the heck? Oh, I don't even know what. Uh, Me, a potato, is very, very stoked for woke too. Good, the almighty hater. But we're gonna make a video here in a little bit for sure, and it's gonna be good. So, oh boy. Um, what do you think has caused people to unsubscribe from you? Oh no, like what I was talking about is like literally for no reason. Like if you hit a subscriber milestone, like if I like when I hit 16,000, there was someone who unsubscribed after I screenshotted it. Someone unsubscribed and I went back down to 15 9 how do you do math? 999 or whatever? Or yeah, is that yeah, I'm so wait. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at math in the first place, but like the doubled progesterone dose, like I literally cannot think for some reason. Like my brain is just not processing. And like I have numeric dyslexia, and so like I already have to focus like insanely hard to keep numbers together in my brain. But like when on this progesterone dose, numbers just like do not work. Like I tried to do math the other day. I was like, yeah, you know, there's 100 of this one thing, and I'm doing one a week. So that's like 3,000 weeks. And then I paused and I was like, where the fuck did I get 3,000 from? Where did where did that come from? This doesn't make any sense. It literally makes no sense. Like I don't like no, that's not 3,000 weeks. That literally doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know. Leah's undergoing bimboification. It's you know, actually I was talking my one of my roommates, that's a bitch move, whoever unsubscribed. It's just like it always happens. Like it's like we hit 120 on Twitch and then like someone unfollowed. And it's like that happens all the time. Anytime you hit a milestone, anytime you hit a big number, there's someone that has to like do it. Yeah, the 3,000 weeks. But so I was talking to my roommate, one of my roommates who is a cis woman, and she was telling me how you know, like with her hormonal cycle, she goes through a period every month. Not like her period, but like she goes through a period of time every month through her cycle where she feels like I'm feeling right now. So, it's actually very gender affirming to feel extremely hormonally fucked up right now, but like also it sucks. So at least like I can relate to that experience now, but like fuck that, and like because I can control my hormone levels, I will not ever aspire to be like this ever again. But like genuinely, this shit fucking sucks. Like getting too much progesterone is like I don't know, maybe I just like do not like I looked this up on the last stream, but like progesterone interacts with your brain the same way that benzos do. So I'm basically like is it bars? Is that what people say? You barred out or whatever? I don't even know what the lingo is, but like I am fucking I'm not actually high on benzos, but like the progesterone is making me feel like I am. YouTube don't demonetize me for that. I unironically like the bimbo aesthetic. I think that a lot of trans femmes are attracted to the hyper femme aesthetic for reasons that seem too obvious for me to state out loud. But yeah, you know, like I run a bicycle club called Civil Unrest. I'm a trans woman and use the women's restroom and locker room. 99% of people leave me alone. And yes, I'm a brick, also 48, so I just don't care. Well, I really I don't like I really don't like the term brick. I feel like it's so like needlessly self-depreciating. And like I'm really self-critical, but it's always when other people are self-critical that I like get really up in arms about it. And I'm like, you really shouldn't be like that. And I understand that's one point where I am a little bit hypocritical. But like I try not to be hard on myself like about things like I don't know. It's just, I doubt you're really what does brick mean? Brick is like supposed to be a non-passing trans woman, which I think is already an extremely flawed and kind of terrible description. Like that's what most people say like is the definition of it or whatever. But like I think passing in general is an extremely like flawed uh way of interpreting or interacting with gender because like if you tie attractiveness to gender like presentation, that's what you get. That's where you get this like passing non-passing brick whatever shit. And like genuinely like I think that, like, and what I say with attractiveness, what I mean by that is like societal beauty standards. So I don't mean like some objective notion of beauty or whatever. I think that like genuinely what I'm talking about is the idea that like, oh, passing just like passing to a lot of people just means you're hot. Like, let's just be honest. To a lot of people, if you say, oh, you're passing, you just mean, oh, you're hot. Like people think you're hot. But, like, I see non-passing cis people all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, and, like, honestly, like, I think a lot of it, like, becomes this really self-depreciating cycle where, like, you feel bad about your appearance, and so you, like, you kind of don't do the best like you feel so bad about your appearance, you think there's no hope for you. You think you're ugly, so you end up sort of self-manifesting that where you like you can tell when someone doesn't feel like they think they're attractive. Does that make sense to you? Like I think that there's you're right, Leah, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm not in health and anyone else who said that. Like I'm not trying to shit on you or like jump down your throat or anything like that. I am just saying that you like if you feel yourself, I feel like that is beauty, right? Like when you know what kind of style you like on yourself, when like it doesn't matter objectively in some comparative, it's almost like like beauty stuff gets into like phrenology level bullshit where it's like the shape of your fucking uh, uh, face bone, like is it 1 millimeter too big? Oh no, but it's like if you wear an outfit you really like and you take time to like do the self-care and like I think that that's real beauty and real attractiveness. It comes from the inside when you feel yourself and when you have like a sort of self-confidence about your presentation and who you are. Like I see non-traditionally beautiful women all the time that are feeling themselves and they are way more beautiful than some like supermodel who's like racked with extreme body dysmorphia. Like, you know what I mean? Like someone who's like not actually they're like super sucked into like the traditional beauty standards. And so even though they're in terms of societal beauty standards, they're like quote unquote drop dead gorgeous, but they think that they're like this horrific monstrosity because their waist is like half an inch too big or whatever. Um, it's more of like an early 2000s mindset. But like do you the people understand what I'm saying here? Like I think passing is like a dog shit concept because like genuinely I think that like we have shown like I think part like if you are a trans person and you admit that passing is a thing, then you kind of give credence to this like weird argument that the right has where like like if you're saying passing or whatever, you're talking about like basically passing a test, right? Like like you're trying to pass a test. And it's like what test are you like sure, okay, you passed, but what test are you trying to pass? And I think that a lot of people don't realize that the test that they're trying to pass is like socially ingrained societal toxic beauty standards. Like and you don't want to like that's not a test that you necessarily want to pass. Like do you understand what I'm saying? Like and honestly it's something that I've talked about a lot and something that I've thought about a lot. And like of course, if you have dysphoria, now this is where I want to get nuanced about it, right? Because like we're talking about attractiveness, we're talking about passing, not passing, whatever. If you have dysphoria over like the way you look, like your face or not having whatever, and you seek medical attention for that, then of course I'm all for that. And I think that that's 100% valid. Like, you know, if you it's not but like the point is that it shouldn't be about beauty. Like it's not about like, oh, I'm not hot enough, so I'm going to go get FFS except for the fact that like I don't know. I like if anything, I feel like everyone always going and getting FFS is almost like toxic to the trans community because like it would be way like wouldn't it be super fucking awesome if we normalized being just a little bit clocky? Cuz like let's be honest, I see a lot of girls who are just a little bit clocky, but they're so hot. Like they're so hot, right? Like they are serving and they are giving and they are doing all of that, right? And like they pull like they look amazing. And like I don't think that they should like feel the pressure to like shave off a millimeter of their brow bone and go and do all of this other bullshit just because maybe it'll make them quote unquote pass better. Like no, at that point, like you are doing it for the sake of fitting into a beauty standard. Like you're not doing like you know if it's dysphoria if it's making you feel really bad about yourself if it's hard to see your true self in the mirror that kind of shit I totally understand where you're coming from and I totally understand yeah go for it but like I draw the line at like you know like doing it for you know what I mean does this make sense I feel like a lot of people in chat are on board here um can we ditch non-passing as a term already I wish Reddit won't let it die. You are such an adorable goof sometimes, Leah, and you are also brilliant. It's a nice balance. Thank you, Aloha. I really appreciate that. Ah, Vigorous Gypsy, welcome to the stream. All these bathroom laws are meant to do is single people out. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to make people feel uncomfortable and it's meant to make people feel uh targeted and like we've talked about this before, but like, you know, Marcy was the only person who's ever been arrested for a bathroom ban. And like you know there are bathroom bans that have been in effect for years and like there are no like people don't enforce this stuff because like outside of like niche online debates like people when they're going to the bathroom are not thinking about trans people most people aren't you know like maybe like one in like couple 100,000 is or something but um if I didn't do my daily bimbo hypno videos every day I won't oh my goodness um That's also wait, that's what also creates this so-called hatred towards trans people, if it makes sense, because there's cis people who are misgendered themselves. Right, yeah, I don't think that we should be, like, drawing a line in the sand that, like, if you're a trans woman who looks like a trans woman, whatever the fuck that means, like, that you're somehow, like, not passing the test to be a woman. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's such a toxic like, I don't know how we have let ourselves allow that to become well, I know why we have let because like, you know, it's like an online brain worm thing. Like, the people that I see obsessed with passing are, like, these terminally online Reddit brain rot girlies who, like, genuinely are, like, basically phrenologists. with their own face. They're basically doing incel shit where it's like, actually, if my brow bone was only a millimeter less thick, I would be perfect in every way. And then they post a picture and they're like the most drop dead gorgeous trans girl you've ever seen in your fucking life. They look amazing. And you're just like, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And there's like 100 people in the comments being like, genuinely, like, you're delusional and like you don't even understand. Like, you are like, you have dysmorphia or something. Like, it has gone beyond dysphoria for you. And then the Reddit trans girly is like, no, I'm just the only one who can accept and realize that you're all just hug boxing me and oh, and it's like, I don't understand what the fuck. Like, I honestly like, yeah. Um, the most attractive quality is confidence, hands down. True. I'm not trans, so I'm asking out of curiosity, can passing be a subjective term, or what sort of scale between objectivity and subjectivity is it on? So passing is basically like not objective at all, because like if you study the diversity of like humans, like if you were to take like the differences between male and female like anatomy in terms of like there's so much variation, you know, like it's kind of like sexual, like it's like the sexual stuff, like chromosomes and intersex people and all this other stuff, like chromosomal intersex and people that are anatomically intersex and all these other things, right? Like people are like, well, are you a man or are you a woman? Like, you know, is this subjective or objective? And it's like, well, it's really like it's a cultural classification system that we have created that is based out of something that we have simplified down to a binary. So like that is what passing is too. It's like, but instead of it being based on like sex characteristics, it's based on like how hot you are. Like like a lot of people um I really mean this seriously, that if you're a trans person, I want you to like go out in the world and just people watch. Like I want you to go, not don't just go to the mall where there's a bunch of like high schoolers and teenagers and young people or whatever. Go to like Walmart or go to like Home Depot or go to a park or go like downtown and just like people watch, and you'll notice that there are a lot of people with extreme amounts of diverse attributes and characteristics. And you'll see women with big brow bones, cis women with big brow bones, and you'll see men with big hips and tiny shoulders, and you'll see all of these things, and you'll come to realize that like, holy shit, like I have brain worms because these cis people are not passing. Like if you see it, I think that that is a fundamental way of like really defeating the passing thing in your brain, is when you see a cis person who doesn't pass and you clock them and then you transvestigate a cis person, you start to realize that you are literally the right winger you seek to destroy. Like you are becoming the person who's like, well, actually, I just looked at your brow bone, so like I'm gonna transvestigate you and like clock you and shit. And it's like you are doing the thing that the right wingers do that we hate, and like that is not okay. At least in my opinion. Um, Leah, I'm fine being an ugly woman. I just want to be visibly recognizable as a woman without ambiguity. Right, and I feel like I have seen, like, no offense to these women that I'm referring to, I have seen a lot of ugly women in my life, right? But I do not struggle to view them as a woman because they're not the hottest person alive. Do you understand what I'm saying there? Like, so yeah, if you have dysphoria, if you're struggling to recognize yourself in the mirror, or if you're struggling to feel comfortable about your gender presentation, then I get it. But like genuinely, I have seen a lot of non-passing trans women that pass really well because, their mannerisms and their style, and like, okay, maybe their chin is a little big or whatever, but like, you would never assume that they're trying to be a man unless you're a transphobe. You know what I mean? Like, like the passing thing really only matters if you're trying to appeal to the bigots, to the people who don't like trans people and just don't want you to like if you're talking to someone and they think that looking like a trans woman is an insult, like that's indistinguishable from someone who's like transphobic about like trans women not being real women almost. You know what I mean? Like that's like basically the same thing. Thank you for liking the stream, everyone, and for getting those likes up on there. I appreciate that. That's really kind. We got back up to 120 followers. Thank you so much, Cosmic Moth. You're amazing. You defeated the troll who brought us back down to 190 and returned us back to our glory. Back to the 120 girly or girl, geez, 120 follower goal thingy. Professor Dumpster Fire, that's a hilarious name. I still don't understand what they expect a post-op person to do in the men's restroom if there are only urinals. Obviously, the answer is not be in public, but I kind of want to whip a funnel out and make a big scene. They wanted to make it a big deal. I'll make it a big deal. I don't want us to have to do that. I do feel like that is a way to express that these laws are dumb and stupid and really, really dumb. But like, I don't like personally, I have seen people before say like, "Hey, trans men should go to the women's room to prove how dumb this is." Like, well, they're gonna get assaulted. So like, I don't actually think that that's like what we should expect trans men to do because it's kind of like them throwing their life on the line for things. And like, I'm not saying that we can't do things that are risky or whatever, but like, I just don't think that that is a good expectation to create, especially when you're like a trans femme and you're like, yeah, trans men should go make a big deal about this to make sure that you know what I mean? Like, I think that we should be wary about those kinds of tactics, just because I don't know, but like they are, it's probably potentially effective. Like, I mean, like I think that it shows the absurdity of a lot of these laws, pretty obviously, right? Because like we're talking about people have a caricature of trans people that they think of a trans person as, and they like don't understand that like trans people are real people who like exist like as women. And so like if you see a woman going to the men's room, you're going to be deeply confused. I'm an old bat, but I still live by the law of seven taught to me by Christine Jorgensen. 3 items of jewelry, 3 things of makeup and perfume. I feel better. Find your thing. Yeah, you know what? That's beautiful. Like you just like do what you can, but don't obsess over it. Like, yeah. Yeah, feel yourself. Just feel yourself. Hey there, Katana, welcome. I didn't even notice one of my friends were trans when I met them in men's choir last year. I was really surprised, but he's still a human being. He's still my homeboy. Yeah, awesome. I just had a friend getting that way so pretty, but she couldn't see it because of that exact shit. I'm lucky enough to look like my mom. Uh Started dirty poking. I'm pretty butch and I love it. Oh, that's awesome. Well, good for you. I can vaguely see your profile picture and you look nice. But from what I can see, it's a fear mongering transphobia horseshit. Passing helps me feel better in my own body, but only I can determine if I'm passing. It's me that has to live with my dysphoria. What others think is their problem. Yeah, hello, Kitty, Emily. Thank you for that. That's good. I get what you're saying there. Trans medicalist, yeah, bad. Due to how conditional probability works, I am convinced that cis women are the primary targets on bathroom policing, assuming 0.5% trans, 97% sexting accuracy, 6 in 7 clocked women will be cis. Wow, you know what? That's actually economic prisoner. That is such a super solid argument. Like, yeah, even if you got it, whoa. That's really interesting. I like how you did the math on that to make it to show how absurd it is. That's like pretty awesome. I like being femme, but present a little butch for the lessies. Hot as a 20 to 30-ish age thing. No, I see 40 or 50-year-old women that are hot all the time. All the time. I see 40 or 50-year-old women that are like, whew, like sheesh. Like you're really whew, really doing it. Really doing it for me. Like oh my god, I cannot think of her name right now. Oh, I wish the progesterone wasn't rotting my brain. There's a trans girly who did a show recently. Uh, oh my gosh, it's like a sitcom. It's like an old Full House style sitcom, but it's about like trans stuff, and she plays the main character, and I can't remember her name, and it's making me so mad because I can't even remember the name of the show. I can't remember anything. The way I defeated the passing thing in my brain was realizing I hadn't been misgendered by strangers in person for months. Yeah, and also like I started getting gendered correctly before I was passing. Like I got like mammed when I had like a facial shadow. Like before I got laser, I was shaving every day, but I wasn't wearing concealer. And so like I had like a facial shadow like pretty consistently across my entire face, and people were like mamming me, you know? And it's like I really do think that it had a lot to do with how I was carrying myself. They're probably like, "Well, she just has like PCOS or something." Like most people aren't thinking about it like a trans thing. Most people are thinking about it like oh, that's a woman who has like facial hair, which is a thing that happens. I noticed everything. I'm hyper vigilant these days. You have to be in a red state like mine. I get that. I get that. Trust me, I get it. I just want to be happy with myself. As long as I'm happy, it's fine because my BF doesn't even care how I look. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. Where I grew up in Kentucky, so many people were fixated on strict gender roles, physical and mental. A cousin of mine that's 6'3" gets affected by transphobia because of her height and shoulders. Yeah, exactly. Cis people suffer from it, like honestly, more than trans people. Like they were talking, economic prisoner mentioned. That was a really good point. Really, really good point. Also, I wanted to mention that chat has been moving extremely quickly, and the last couple streams, I'm struggling really hard to keep up on chat. I think I might have grown to the point where it is officially impossible for me to keep up on chat all the time. Like I used to read everything, right? But like this is getting like it moves so fast. There's just no way. So rather than like spending like 30 minutes of stream just like frantically reading chat, I'm probably just gonna like kind of give up. Not really. Like I'm gonna keep reading as much chat as I can, but like I'm not gonna like scroll back and read like all the 100 messages I missed or whatever. Can you tie this in with people using face filters online? Yes. If you're using like what's that one app that a lot of trans people download where it like face app or whatever, where you like you take a picture and it does like a shitty AI filter on top that makes you look like an anime girl or something, and like it's supposed to make like people talk about it as if it's gender affirming, but actually what it's doing is creating an image that like creating a standard that you will not ever hit without like extreme amounts of surgery and post processing on Photoshop. And like you're just like you are creating an expectation that is so far divorced from reality that you will never be satisfied with anything that you ever achieve in your transition. And I am firmly against using stuff like that. Like, if you could do a very like, if it could 100% predict how you were gonna look post transition and show you that, okay, maybe give you something to like look forward to, but it's not. It's gonna literally change the way you look, the same way that like Photoshop does, where it like literally changes your structures of your face and stuff, and like that's just not healthy for you to look at that and obsess over that. So like definitely don't think that you should be using filters or anything else to try to get gender euphoria, because you are literally poisoning the well for yourself. Girl, your hair is so pretty. Thank you. I washed it today. And welcome to the stream. Woke 2 is coming soon. Yeah. So-called trans investigators think they clock you, but really they're just mistaking cis people for trans people. Yeah, I hate the term passing, and it really is a meaningless term. The point is to be happy in your skin. That goes for all people, not just trans. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey there, Mystery Jenna. Hey there, everybody. Figured it wouldn't hurt to stop by and say hi. Well, hello. Hello, hello. Most men's rooms have at least one or two standard toilets. Yeah, for number two, if nothing else. Yeah, like there's almost no situation where you're gonna only find urinals. But I get what you're saying though. For what like if they're taken or whatever, if you're waiting for the stall and the urinals are all open, like some people might be like, why are you waiting for the Whatever. I mean, I didn't use the urinal pre-transition because I felt bad for the other transphobic bathroom bills put trans men in women's rest wait, which makes it hard to tell who's cis or not too because a cis guy can just walk into a yeah, exactly, and that's what people like the transphobes claim that's what they want to stop, but like they're actually here's one of the funniest things about the bathroom bill. It's like not really funny, but it's like a cruel irony kind of thing where like the stated goal of bathroom bills is to stop because like if you talk to most transphobes they're like, I have nothing against trans women using the women's restroom, but you're creating the opportunity for a cis guy to dress up as a woman and then go to the or yeah, dress up as a woman and go to the women's room as a cis guy and like assault someone, which is something that like does not happen because like if a cis man wants to assault a woman, they do like you do not have to go like dress up to do it. Like a cis man will just simply assault a woman because you know like our society is a patriarchy that creates a permission structure for men to abuse women. So, like you do not have to jump through all these hoops. Like when was the last time you saw a college dude like throw on a skirt because he's like I'm gonna try to get one in. Like, that does not happen. But if you create a bill where trans men have to go to the women's restroom, you have officially created a route where like cis men can like they don't have to put on a skirt, they don't have to put on makeup, they don't have to do anything. They can just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a trans man. I'm gonna go to the women's room," and then they walk in there and assault someone, and it's like you literally are creating the conditions for the thing that you say you're trying to stop from happening, and it's just this absurd irony of like them having so little information about the thing that they think that they're trying to stop that they create they create the thing that they're seeking to destroy, a thing that does not exist. They're trying to stop something that does not exist so hard that they create the thing that they're trying to stop from existing, which didn't exist in the first place. Oh shit, I think I'm over the Julie ratio. Don't panic. You're good. Just remember, folks, the majority of our fellow Americans do not actually view us as a threat. Even many of the normies who don't fully understand our perspectives still do see us as equally valid human beings. Yes, of course. Yeah, and I've talked about this many, many times. This is an online channel. You're gonna see a lot of online people, bots, whatever, like you cannot do not use the internet as a cross section for the entire population of America or for anywhere because like you're going to get a misrepresentation of what people are like and it's not healthy, it's not good. Woo! We're probably going to do the video soon. I probably want to record that video soon before we get too long in a stream. That way it doesn't eat up the rest of stream time. Samantha Feliso, suddenly Samantha, who used to be on Instagram and YouTube, is in her mid 40s and very hot. I also find myself looking more and more like her lately. We look similar pre-transition too. Oh, that's cool. That's really neat. Awesome. And yeah, I see a lot of older trans women that are super hot, honestly, like super hot. So do not sell yourself short. Your 20s, like I'm 32, okay? And a lot of people think that I'm not 32, but I am 32 and I feel like probably into my 40s and 50s I'm still going to look pretty hot. So, you know, like I'm gonna try to maintain my skin and do the best I can self-care wise to take care of myself. But like I think, you know, I understand how I want to style myself and I understand how I like to do my makeup and I understand all this other stuff. And I think that that makes a big difference. I even got the 97% number from a study on sexing accuracy based on the face. Sexing accuracy goes down for children, but trans children are more common anyway, so it evens out. Economic prisoner, that is so smart, and holy shit, that's awesome. I am going to steal that from you. Uh, probably. But you should share that more often in other spaces because I think that would be a useful tidbit of information for our community to have locked and loaded. Or better yet, we should switch bathrooms. Men should start using the women's bathroom exclusively, and women should start using the men's bathroom exclusively. Yeah, exactly. It's like musical bathrooms. You just yeah. Like I saw this I saw this fucking like picture. It was like in a meme channel in my Discord, and someone it was like a picture of a sun on one door and a moon on the other, and it had there were no gender markers on any bathroom. It was literally just like sun child, moon child. And in the caption on the post on the meme was like, "I'm about to shit myself. I have no idea which bathroom to go in. Someone help me." And I think that's so funny, but also I feel like in queer spaces we should start doing that, where like we just, there is no gendered bathroom and we just start like labeling the bathrooms really fucking stupid things. Like here's the oh shit, I can't actually think of anything right now. Like here's the pineapple people who like pineapple on pizza bathroom and people who don't like pineapple on pizza bathroom or whatever, like make the bathroom segmented based on like extremely dumb arbitrary shit so that when straight people enter queer spaces, they get really flustered and confused about the bathroom and like shit themselves. I think that would be glorious. Honestly, I think that would be like the most epic trolling that the queer community could ever do, and I feel like it'd be sick nasty, honestly. I would love to see more stuff like that. That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh, Blarg Dragon, I'm so sorry I missed the $5. I'm looking whenever I'm looking at restream chat, it's like it's hard, right? To catch it doesn't pop up it doesn't tell me when people do things. Fred is looking quite good today. Fred is always looking good, but look at him. He's such a good boy. Yes, he is. He's so cute. Yes, he is. He's been happy lately. His tummy's getting better. Uh, I increased the dosage of his medication to every single day. That's been helping. And then I also got him on some good stuff. He's on a daily pumpkin and psyllium husk supplement, and it's like really helpful for his tummy. Blarg Dragon, thank you for the $5. Please don't try to read all of chat. Maybe try short bursts of chat reading. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Is I'm gonna have to just like pick things out of chat because like trying to go through everything is really tough. Like what I've been doing lately is I skim chat while I'm talking, and then I try to focus in on something that I want to talk about, and I read that out loud instead of just reading everything. But like, I think I genuinely we have 106 people watching right now. Like the streams have been growing lately, and there's just absolutely no chance of me keeping up on all of chat. Uh I literally blah, 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 blah. I literally never thought about that angle on the restrooms, fake trans men going into women's restroom. Yeah, exactly. And it's like it could be a real issue that could be created. Like honestly, I think that we'll talk about this with the video, but like anti-trans legislation, like we need to educate cis people better on how anti-trans legislation hurts them because like honestly, they've made it clear that like if they think just trans people are going to suffer, then they like kind of don't care enough, but the second that they realize like, oh, they're gonna suffer as well, that's when they start actually like putting in the effort. And I wish it weren't that way, but we kind of have to show them how, it's like teaching men how the patriarchy hurts them so that they actually learn to respect women. Because like they're like, oh shit, like, this is actually bad for me too. Instead of just like, oh, this is bad, the patriarchy's bad for women, but I'm a guy, so I don't care. It's kind of like an attitude some people take or whatever. I'm so tired of people sexualizing us. I'm so not attracted to anyone. I have no sexual desires. Uh yeah, I mean like I try not to sexualize people at all, honestly. Like I'll like gas someone up, but I'm not like I don't like try to sexualize people overtly. You're 32? Yep. Yoga and water does wonders. Yes. And having like EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Look, if the progesterone is really high and you are forgetting things all the time, it can be a memory problem. I had similar problems and it was causing memory loss. Yeah, Tiger Lily. That's what right? Yeah. It's did I did I say something that made you think that I didn't think that already? I'm sorry. I'm just confused as to why. Um let's see here. We need to be able to be civilized and just have one bathroom. Everything. Hi Leah, I want to thank you for your content. Thank you. You're welcome, Brooke, and welcome to the stream. Has anyone else ever cleaned a nightclub unisex toilet before? Pineapple on pizza should be banned. All the bathrooms are gender neutral, but the sign on the front is like gnomes only. Yeah, exactly, exactly. The bathroom should be decided by your lightsaber color. I saw Taco Bell had bathrooms that were sticks and triangles, and it was so confusing. That is so awesome. I love how Leah still uses the term stick nasty, a forgotten relic from the 2000s. Hey, I'm a millennial. I'm allowed to be dated at this point, okay? I'm allowed to talk about all the base art belong to us. And I saw, oh my gosh, I saw a gem, a blast from the past recently, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was that dude, that meme of that guy standing in front of some window or something. It's like it like looking down on him, and it's like his foot stance, whack. His I can't remember. Hold on. The way he doesn't even like to smile, whack. Like God, what is this? It's the skateboarding guy. God, it's so old. It's so old. Um I can't find it. Hold on. It's got to be here somewhere. Uh, I found it. Oh, was this only 7 years ago? I feel like this was like 30 years ago that this thing happened. But we're gonna here, let me pull it up. We can enjoy a meme together as a treat. Let me make sure this isn't really loud before I play it. This is comedy gold. Fred is freaking out.
Wade D's whack.
Oh.
He ain't dirty, he ain't ghetto, and he definitely ain't no kid. His hair, whack. His gear, whack. His jewelry, whack. His foot stance, whack. The way that he talks, whack. The way that he doesn't even like to smile, whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck. And he definitely can't skate transition. I've never seen a rock to fakie. I've never even seen a simple kick turn.
Oh god, it's so funny. It's so funny. Honestly. I love that meme. That's a crazy cool skill reading chat like that. It's hit or miss. It's hard to do, honestly. I feel rather confident the Kansas bathroom laws are going to go out the window as soon as enough cis people have to dispute their $1,000 fines. Yeah, yeah. Hey there, Exhausted Axolotl, welcome. Oh god, I used to clean a unisex toilet at a bar and I fucking quit because of that. Oh, I love that video. Yeah, I'm tired as fuck. 7 years is like 30 in internet time. Yeah. He was chopping it up though. For real. Videos that go hard. Exactly. God. Such a classic. Such a good class. I forgot all about it, and then someone put it in a video recently, and I was like, thank you. I wish the audio were a little cleaner on it because it would make a really good soundboard bite, you know? Like the way he doesn't even like to smile. Whack. Like, I love that so much. I'm a skater and I approve that clip. Way nar. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Anyway, we are going to Freddy. Oh, Freddy. Look at Freddy. Hey there, Sheepish T-Rex. Welcome. I think I'm gonna probably end up recording the video in a minute. Like, gonna start doing that. So we're gonna prep for that, which is really nothing. It doesn't require me to do basically anything. My cat is trying to say cat to your cat. Mike, whoa, my brain, holy shit. My cat is trying to say hi to your cat. He's on my TV stand reaching out to them. That's cute. I need to have that. But me, I'm tight as fuck as a ringtone. Yeah. I agree. I think that I think that's a great idea. I I I I encourage you to do that. I think Freddie might have touched his nose to my water bottle straw, so I'm gonna like douse it in alcohol because I do not trust his dirty little mouth. Um, that feeder is space age. It's nice. It's an auto feeder, which is really nice. It allows me to feed Freddie more times during a day without having to worry about like, um, you know, wish I was as good as that dude. I mostly just cruise on my longboard these days. I don't skate, so but yeah, I'm so grateful for the comments. I'm in the chat. Gives me hope. Brings a lighter mood. An escape from the nightmare we all endure these days. Yeah, I mean, I get hate raids and stuff too sometimes, but I feel like chat most of the time is really chill. Most of the time, it's really chill. We get our fair share of trolls, but longboard dancing is my life. Oh, that sounds cool. Like dancing while you're longboarding. That's kind of rad. I know some people that do flow arts, like spin props while they're skating, and I feel like that's horrifying. Like scary as hell. I wouldn't personally want to do that, but you know. Let me I keep fixing the camera. I feel like it keeps I don't know if it's because I keep looking at Freddy or if my posture just keeps shifting or something, but I feel like I keep having to adjust the camera, and I don't know why I keep having to do that. I haven't seen one with a slow rising flap. Yeah, we had to get an RFID feeder because one of the other cats tries to eat Freddy's food all the time, and it was the only way we could stop. Um, there's this person who keeps commenting on my stuff, and I'm like, what are you doing? CMDR, welcome. How is the electrolysis going, girly? It required hair growth has been so rough for me, but the results are good. Honestly, I love electrolysis. I'm starting to enjoy the cycle of like growing because like I'm actually getting to the point where like I have to I have to grow it out for like 6 days before my appointment. But like I don't even feel like I don't even worry about going out like with 6 days of stubble because like I literally like will tell people like, oh, don't mind the stubble, like I just whatever, and they're like, oh, I didn't even notice until you said something, and so like it has been very affirming, and also like not having to shave every day is kind of incredible. Like I fucking hate shaving, and it's just really nice. Like I shaved today, so like I got electrolysis yesterday. I've been getting it on Tuesdays, and my upper lip is like completely clear. And it's basically my chin that needs worked on. So like the upper lip is like pretty good. Chin needs some work. We're kind of waiting to see if there's regrowth and if anything needs to get retreated. But I love electrolysis. Honestly, like compared to laser, I much prefer electrolysis. Much prefer. Although if you have a lot of facial hair and your skin type works well for laser, I do probably recommend getting laser first. That way you can kill off like a lot of the weak hairs or whatever, and then whatever's left over after laser, you can get electrolysis for it. But yeah, thank you for asking. I think this channel is making me look hotter in my longboard. Hell yeah. I'm familiar with the trolls. I've done my fair share of moderating across the platforms. So about the typos, I claim autocorrect. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's good to know. With lasering, the goatee area is the worst. It's like laser is a lot more painful. The healing is worse. It's like honestly, the only thing about laser that maybe it has on it is that it's like a little bit faster. Like an appointment, takes like 15 minutes or something, but electrolysis you can have 30 minutes to an hour or whatever. Oh, yeah, I feel my head hurts really bad, honestly. It kind of sucks. The only thing I really dislike about myself is the hair on my face. Yeah, I feel it. I get really annoyed with my facial hair. So getting it treated is really cathartic. Like getting electrolysis is like been so fucking affirming. I wish I had started doing it sooner, honestly. I'm trying to bully myself to or back to the electrolysis joint again. My lab uses a 32 needle machine and it's brutal. I don't know what that means, honestly. Oof. My head hurts really bad. Okay, we're gonna try to do this video. I misread the time frame for my electrolysis grant, so I have to wait another 3 to 8 weeks. So I know I'm antsy. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. All right, let's get going on it. I'm gonna put chat up on screen here. I'm like so stuffed up. I think the reason my head hurts is because of like barometric pressure. Like the weather's been so up and down lately that I like it's making my head like hurt so bad. Recently went back and started playing GTA 4 again and had to mute the radio stations because one of them says the T slur. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Back in the day, things were whatever. Oh. I had a medical procedure that required drinking a lot of liquid the night before, which was the day after lasering. It made me swell up like a Kardashian. Oh. You just got here? Welcome. All right, what is woke 2? Woke 2 is going to be the resurgence of woke. It's going to be like woke but stronger. Like we're going to be having military tribunals for people that leave their dogs outside during the winter. It's going to be awesome. But we're actually going to talk about that. So if you stick around, then you'll get to learn a little bit about it. So I'm not going to really preface this video at all. You're all going to see what it is about and stuff. I heard laser is better on dark hair. Sucks, but it's important to get it done. Yeah, so if you have light skin and dark hair, then laser will work really well for you. The darker your skin is and the lighter your hair is, the less well it works. So, there's like a certain range of whatever that it's good for. But that's kind of the frustrating part is that like your skin type has to fit well with it and your hair type has to fit well with it. Are we live yet? Oh, we've been live the whole time, but you'll know when I start the video. Okay. Okay. Why hello there and welcome to this video. Today I wanted to make a little video talking about woke 2 and what we need to do to prepare for it because I am super excited for woke 2, but I am also a little bit worried that we are not ready for it. Like, the whole Spider-Man thing, with great power comes great responsibility, all that stuff. I really think that it's important for us to consider, like do an analysis of woke 1, sort of like a little bit of an autopsy, and figure out like what happened in woke 1 that led, at least in part, I'm not saying entirely, but in part, to the backlash and therefore required woke 2. Like what do we need to do in woke 2 to avoid the mistakes that were made in woke 1, if you call them mistakes. Honestly, like I think with woke 1, there was a huge wave of progressivism and it sort of just felt unstoppable and it kind of felt like it didn't really matter what we did or how we acted. It was just we were just riding the wave, baby. We were just riding the wave. But I do think looking back on woke 1, there were some consequential things that the left did that hindered our ability to make progress or inroads with people. And I want to get into that, honestly. I want to talk about that and I want to discuss, like what do I think happened in woke 1 that was a failure? Like what do I think were the biggest mistakes of it? And what do I think we can do to prepare for woke 2? Yeah, so we're gonna get right into it. I did want to say my brain is slowly melting as I record this video, so if I puff a lot of things up or if I screw up the speaking of words, then you must forgive me. You are contractually obligated to forgive me. I just wanted to point that out, that you all signed that document and you may not remember it, but I have your signatures on file. So with no further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing is the thing that I think most people are going to jump down my throat over, because I have talked about this before. I made a video like this a long time ago after the election, like 5 things that the LGBTQ plus community needs to consider moving forward. And I this is the one thing that I always mention that people always jump down my throat over, but we're gonna go for it anyway. So here it is. We need to cut out the woke scolding, the high horsing, and the mobbing people online thing. Now, this is nuanced as it always is. And so, like, do not take like an extremely hyperbolic interpretation of this and come at me in the comments, because I like to interact with nuance. So, woke scolding and high horsing and mobbing people online, what does it do for us? Well, it makes us look like assholes. It makes us look like insufferable pieces of shit who are so full of themselves and so unable to meet people where they are that there's no use in them trying, because they're just going to get treated with derision and disrespect. And like, so they'd rather just treat us with derision and disrespect right back. You know, like it's like it's just a thing. It's like it's a negative feedback loop. And I think fundamentally it creates an atmosphere where people feel kind of apprehensive from being a leftist. Like, I constantly talk to people in real life who like want to talk about trans issues with me, but then they get really scared and they're like, I don't know if I'm gonna use the right word, so like I'm gonna talk about this, but if I say anything wrong, like know that I don't mean anything bad by it, and I promise I'm not trying to step on your toes. I'm not trying to say anything harmful. I just wanna express this point, and I'm not sure exactly if I express this point in a certain way that I wanna do it, if it's gonna be okay, or if you're gonna freak out on me. And I have people do that often and all the time, and it's honestly, it's because of these fucking Twitter leftists that poison the well for leftism for a lot of people. And you know, like, I'm not saying this is all leftists. I'm not saying this is the majority of leftists. I'm not saying that whatever, but I am saying that you personally are responsible. No, I'm kidding. But like, um we really need to be we need to refuse to back these kinds of people. Like, if someone is online making it harder for the left movement to spread its wings and bring people on board, then they should be viewed as antagonistic towards the leftist movement. So, like, if anything, like, you're probably a fed if you're doing this woke scolding shit, because you're creating more antagonism for the leftist movement than you are actually like spreading knowledge or anything. Like, people do not learn this way. People do not learn through derision and like screaming or getting mad at people, right? So again, I don't think that this is the majority of the left. I don't think that this is like everyone, and honestly, I don't think it's a common mindset at all nowadays for people to do this woke scoldy thing. But I do see people that are stuck in the past, and I do see people that seem to think that like the way to move forward is like shitting all over anyone who takes the tiniest little misstep. But I genuinely think that we need to replace this woke scolding and high horsing with a calm, confident sense of education and representation. And so what do I mean by this? Rather than doing this like, we need to be the most left ever, and bleh, because like that leads to like the most cringe version of representation, where like you have something that feels forced and something that's like overly virtue signally and stuff like that. Like, for people that have played video games, there have been certain video games that have like done the woke thing, but like from a point of view that is so like removed from what a normal person would experience in real life, that it's not really good representation. I'm trying to remember the name of the game, but it's like Dragon Age, the most recent Dragon Age game. I think it's like Night Guard or something like that. But there's like a cutscene in the game where a character comes out as non-binary, and the way that they do it is like so awkward. It comes off as like an internet Twitter conversation or something, even though like it's supposed to be people at a dinner table having a conversation among friends. And like, I just think that like genuinely we need to have good representation that feels grounded in reality, and we need to have this calm, confident sense of like what is right and what the, you know, like what the correct point of view is, like, you know, like understanding the trans issues from a broad perspective and understanding the nuanced intersection of like all of these different whatevers to then educate people. And so the thing that like people always like the backlash I always get for saying something like this is people thinking that I'm telling you that like you should go to your MAGA uncle who's going to beat you to death and like try to like convert them into the most woke person that has ever lived. And that's not what I'm saying. And I'm not telling you to go suffer abuse from people that have no hope of change. I'm not telling you to do any of that shit. I'm just saying that like this is almost an optics kind of thing. This is like a vibes kind of thing. There are a lot of people who resist moving over to the left because they feel that like there's this constant sense of like they don't want to be motivated through shame or embarrassment. Like that's not like a common way to get people over to your side. People are not likely to change. Like when has anyone ever come up to you and been like, "Hey, you're a fucking idiot." And then you're like, "You know what? I never really thought about it like that. But now that you say it in that incredibly accusatory, aggressive way, I am a piece of shit." Like no one's gonna that has never happened in all of humanity. The only response you're gonna get from like going after someone like that is a defensive response. You're gonna make them put their walls up. They're gonna hide and run, and you're gonna shut that person off from any further conversation. Now, is everyone worthwhile for this effort? No. You have to be smart, and you have to understand what, you know, an appropriate time and place and with who and all that stuff. But I think that that's important. Anyway, that's the first point. Okay. The second point is that incremental change is not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. I don't give a shit. I don't give a rat's ass what these politicians say in terms of lip service. Like we need actual real things done to protect our community because things are getting extremely fucking dire. Things are getting really really bad. And so like this bullshit where like Biden gets into office, for instance, and signs an executive order for like some Title IX shit. And then he kind of just like day one dust wipes his hands clean of it. And he's like, well, I fixed all of transgender issues in all of America. Thank you. You're welcome. You know, he starts playing the Dwayne The Rock Johnson song. You're welcome for the sun, the moon, and the stars. You're welcome for signing one executive order. Like, no, that's not good enough. I'm sorry. Like, you need to actually fucking do something. We need laws. We need a constitutional amendment. We need something to prevent these this cascade of anti-trans legislation that is flying through America. Like it is mounting, and our rights are getting stripped away year after year after year. And if we do nothing about it, if we do nothing radically about it, they're gonna overwhelm us. Like this incrementalism is nothing. It's not even slowing the tide of these bills. So like honestly, like I think like genuinely we need to get really really hardcore as a trans community or as an LGBTQ community saying like, hey, if you start trying like I'm, you know, like someone might be bisexual, but they say if you try to throw trans people under the bus, you lose my vote. You might be just a gay guy. If you throw trans people under the bus, you lose my vote. And like everyone in the queer community, everyone in the LGBTQ plus community, if you like if they refuse or do not have a plan or just do some lip service, you say, I'm sorry. I want a real fucking leader who's actually going to do something like to help us. Like none of this virtue signaling. And like furthermore, part of this point is that we cannot accept leaders who are not informed on these issues. Like I don't care how good of a sock dem you are. I don't care how progressive you are. I don't care how much of a leftist you are. If you are not educated on trans issues, then you are woefully unprepared for the the culture war issue bullshit that's going to come up constantly. So like when right-wingers bring up all of this bullshit about like uh I mean, they have 1.5 million like points they try to make that are all wrong. But if you're not educated on every single one of them, they'll find one that you're not educated on and make it seem like you're the one who's like misconstruing things, and you're the one who doesn't understand the situation because you haven't heard about this one nuanced situation where, maybe a trans woman won a medal or something, but there's like more to it than you understand or something like that. Like genuinely, if these politicians are not taking the time to learn about the actual reality of like trans healthcare, of trans people in sports, of whatever, if you just get people like Gavin Newsom who are going to do this reactionary bullshit of like shoving their finger in the wind and like, well, it seems like a lot of right wingers are telling me we should genocide all trans people. So I'm going to go halfway between that and the trans people, so we're going to genocide half the trans people. Like, that is genuinely how most politicians approach this bullshit, is by just like doing absolutely zero work or like zero effort informing themselves, and then they throw their hands in the air and try to check which way the wind is blowing, and then just say whatever comes to their mind. It's pathetic, and I will not accept it. I will not accept it. The next point is to organize in real life and not online. I think that, the internet has provided an extremely valuable tool for everyone in our community. Like, I remember being young and the internet existing, and the process of self-discovery that a lot of us went on when the internet was created, I think is incredibly valuable. And I think as a tool for building community and support and, making friends and finding camaraderie and learning about other people's situations so that you feel less alone. Like, I think all of that is amazing. I think all of that is really wonderful. But the one thing that I think that we need to be careful about is becoming a terminally online minority, where like if everyone in the LGBTQ plus community is like this terminally online person, then we are not going to like do effective praxis in real life. So like, for instance, Twitter leftists are some of the most ineffective people in all of existence. Like, not only are they making the left look bad, but they're also wasting all of their time and energy just typing on a keyboard to people like bots that do not give a flying fuck what they have to say. And so, like, I genuinely think that we need to try to convince people to the best of our ability to move from purely online interaction with people to like having real world relationships, friendships, interactions. Like, I have seen this in my Discord. I've seen people like become friends and then meet in real life and like, build relationships and friendships and all these wonderful things. And I think that that's wonderful. I've also heard of people like watching my videos and then being like, "Hey, I'm going to go to a local support group and I'm going to try to find some community organization like, I don't fucking know, DSA or Indivisible or whoever, like it literally like whoever, Progressive Victory, I don't care who, but like go find an organization or a community or something that you can do to get involved locally or with people in real life." And like, this is thousands of times more important than anything you will ever do online. Like honestly, my channel, if I can't convince some of you to go out in real life and do real things, then I have failed. Then this channel is tantamount to doing nothing. Because like, my advocacy online is only as effective as the real world impacts that it creates. And so the only way that I can affect real world change is by motivating people to go from listening to me online to going to the real world and like doing something with that energy, right? So, you know, I just wanted to throw that out there that like, I think this is important. Like, I have done in-person advocacy myself. I try to be involved as much as I can with like the Trans Unity Coalition here in Ohio. But, like, my time is limited, my resources are limited, what I'm capable of doing is limited. This is kind of something that I do in addition to that to make me feel like I am doing what I can. But of course, what I'm saying here, we need to like get active in real life and not just online. I think this is huge. It's not only important because like we can be more effectual in real life, but like if we build these community things in real life, if people see us out and about, if they see us organizing, if you have a booth up somewhere and you talk to people all day or whatever, you're gonna meet people who are like, wow, I thought trans people were this like this certain caricature that I have in my brain, but you, a real trans person, has shown me that you're just a person who wants respect, and like I respect that, and like you can really really change things on a ground level in real life that you cannot do online. So that's that point. The next one has to do with fragility. This is something that I think is kind of pretty problematic here in leftist spaces, is that we have a lot of people who tend to be rather fragile, and I think that like it's like part of being a leftist is developing a kind of resilience that I call like anti-fragility, or like being anti-fragile. And actually I have read a book about this. I think the book is literally just called Anti-Fragile. Let me double check that. Yeah, it's called Anti-Fragile. It's a book from 2012, and I really, really recommend checking it out. It's just kind of it's a book from an economist who talks about like uh essentially like fragility structures. Like if you try to build a system that achieves maximum stability, you're actually creating a system that is extremely susceptible to chaos. Because like for instance, let me use this example. Okay. Uh, if you are um if you're working an office job, you're making a steady salary, right? So you're making, I don't know, a certain amount of money every 2 weeks. It's very consistent. It's very steady. And so you have like your money making graph, right? Is like very, very, very steady. Okay. It stays extremely consistent. You can have what we call a black swan event, which is something that doesn't happen very often, but is it's something that happens. So like an office job might be safe from a certain level of instability and chaos, but it's actually more susceptible to a black swan event where suddenly you go from making a bunch of money to like the company removes your job from existence, to now you make nothing. You make $0, and you are making nothing. So that is a fragile setup, right? Like that is what, like if chaos can completely destroy your system, it's not an anti-fragile system. It doesn't have resilience. It is a fragile system. Versus if you have like a job as like a waitress or something like that, right? So like you're the amount of money you're making is up and down, it's up and down, it's up and down. Some days you make a lot of money, some days you don't make a lot of money. There's like a big variable there. But the thing is that it's really easy to stay a waitress. So like let's say they fire you from the job that you're at. Like you're a waitress and you get fired. You just go find another waitress job and you continue making money. So you never bottom out. You never hit zero. You never just completely lose your income, even though it's more chaotic and it's a system that is less stable, or what we would view as less stable. It's actually a more resilient system. It's a system that responds to chaos and therefore never buckles underneath it. And so I know that that was kind of a long way to go about this, but what I'm trying to say here is that like you should try to build yourself as an anti-fragile system. You should try to build yourself in such a way that you respond to chaos and it makes you stronger, and helps you grow, and it teaches you and you respond to it, versus trying to create a system or trying to create a self that is like insulated from chaos and is maximally stable. Um and so what do I mean by like what where does this connect to leftism, right? Like how does this connect? If you think like you get involved with politics and you see someone win and it motivates you to get in, and you're like, "Okay, I'm motivated for politics. Let's go, let's go, let's go." If all of it if you are building your involvement on uh leftist politics on whether we win or not, then you are creating a system that will not respond well to the real world. So like you need to create a kind of engagement that responds to the chaos, that responds to the uncertainty that responds to the changes in the real world and does not entirely break or buckle under the pressure. So, like, if you notice you're burning out, if you notice that you're struggling to keep up with the news, then you plan to take like a short break. You plan to, you know, pull away to a certain extent to maintain or refresh your mental health so that you can come back and continue your engagement. And so your engagement might go up and down, right? Like you might engage a lot one week and then the next week you might need a little break and then you keep doing that, right? Like you go to a rally and then you take a couple days where you don't look at the news because you did something and you're proud of yourself and you want to give yourself a little break. And because you have this up down responsive system to chaos, you never quit. But there are certain people who are like hyper engaged leftists. Like they're like super, 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 super engaged. They never manage their burnout. They never manage themselves well. And then like one bad thing will happen or they lose, like they try really hard to block a bill and it passes and they just break down and they completely quit and they give up. Like we need to be better than that. I just got to be honest with you all. We have to be resilient in a way that can respond to lots of negative feedback. Because if we do not develop ourselves in that way, we will crumple under this current situation that we are living in. It's not easy. I'm not trying to make it sound easy. I'm not trying to infer that it's easy. So I'm just trying to help you all understand that that is what's necessary. Like we need to move in that direction. We absolutely have to. If people just keep disengaging when they get frustrated entirely and they just quit, throw their hands up in the air, we are never gonna fucking get anywhere. So that's that point. I won't belabor it. What I don't even know what the word is. Like I said, my brain is rotting, melting in front of you. But we're gonna move on here to this last point. The harsh tribalism within leftist circles is a no-go. Doesn't mean we concede our morals. So this is the part where I don't know if there's any I genuinely I kind of don't have hope on this point. Like I do not see a lot of positivity in this direction. Particularly in my community, I think a lot of people are pretty good about this, but I see in other leftist communities people are extremely toxic about this. So the first point was about people outside of the left, right? The first point was talking about how we need to get rid of the woke scolding, we need to get rid of the high horsing, because people outside of the left feel incredibly pushed away from the left from these like particular actions that people take. Like it creates a barrier where people feel derision and hatred from the left. So they like they don't realize how much love there is on the left. Like they don't realize that that is the motivating factor for a lot of people to be a leftist is when you learn to love yourself and you learn to love other people, you kind of just become a leftist. But belabor is the word you wanted. Ah, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I tend to go on about things too long sometimes. But the harsh tribalism that people have within different content creators or different leftists that they like or whatever, it's like typical leftism. Like this is shit that like Marx was struggling with, right? There's this thing where leftists just like have to have this. I mean, we all care so much. Like this is also consequential to our lives, right? And I see this in my comment sections where people comment. Like I'll say something someone disagrees with and they take it very personally and they feel very very compelled to tell me why I'm wrong and why I need to check my language or whatever, or why my argument isn't sound or whatever. Like because people care. Like this is very effectual to our lives and this matters. It's real to us. Like to the right wingers, this is just a game. This is like football to them. So like it doesn't really they have a point of privilege where it doesn't reach them, you know, like the consequences of losing the game are real to us where to them it's just like, oh darn, I lost the game. So but like we have to be able to put aside petty differences between leftists and you have to be like if someone says the name of a leftist content creator and you're like, "Oh, fuck that guy and or girl," then you need to check yourself. You need to fucking check yourself. Like yes, there are some people that are pieces of shit. I'm not trying to say that we should have no accountability on the left, but I do think that like if you have marginal disagreements with someone on the left and you use that as a reason why you like can't support them or can't whatever, then like I think you're genuinely toxic and I think you should like go to shut the fuck upsville and like go fuck yourself, genuinely. Because like we cannot have that anymore. And if you're that kind of person, you need to do a lot of inner work to realize that like you are doing more harm to leftism, that like you think you're doing this purity politics thing, you think that you're trying to keep the left pure and perfect or whatever, but what you're actually doing is like making things way the fuck worse for everyone. Way the fuck worse for everybody. So, this is just something, that like, I don't even know how to explain this point in any other way, other than this, and I'm not saying that we all have to be perfect. I'm not saying that you have to love every leftist bread tuber or whatever, but I do think that we need to respect the fact that, like, we all have a role to play in the leftist movement, and, like, whether we agree 100% or not, we can agree that we are all leftists, and we all want to move away from this insane alt-right world that we are entering, and we need to bring people in on board in on that shit, and we need to work together. And so like, like I guess I don't know what else to say about this point, but I think it's pretty important. I think it's pretty important. Like uh, if yeah, so anyway, those are the points that I wanted to make here. Those are the things that I wanted to bring up. I worry that we are not ready for woke 2. Like woke 2 is coming, right? And if we handle it really poorly, we might have to do woke 3, and then we might have to do woke 4, and then we might have to do woke 5, or whatever. But if we work to improve, the things that maybe didn't go so well in woke 1, then we can, like, you know, do stuff. Like we can achieve things and maybe even get improvements to our lives. Wouldn't that be wild? Wouldn't it be wild to actually get something done and like improve the world? I don't know. I think that would be pretty sick personally. But yeah, like so those are the points that I had to make here, and like genuinely I hope that woke 2 is great, and I hope that we're able to integrate a little more seamlessly into culture in a way that like doesn't doesn't betray like our core values, but also like allows people to build acceptance and understanding of the trans rights movement, and who what trans people are really asking for, which is just the right to live our lives. And yeah. So, I know I didn't really read chat at all. I hope that everyone said things that they, you know, uh whatever. Like I'm sure people uh shared things and talked about things and all sorts of wonderful stuff. Thank you, Gally Valentine, for the $1.49. That's your first super chat. Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that a lot. We have 110 likes on freaking YouTube right now. That's wild. Thank you all so very much for that. And Ari boy, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Um yeah, so gosh, trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention in this video, or if I'm kind of like wrapping. I'm not sure. So anyway, just to like kind of cover and touch on all the points that I just made again, getting rid of woke scolding in replacement for confident, calm, kind of like like an understanding that we know what we are talking about and we are on the right side of history, and then like working towards really good representation that helps people understand us better. Incremental change is not enough. Half measures are not acceptable. We need politicians to be informed, like actually informed on these issues, and we need politicians to advocate for bills and or anything that will do something to cement our rights in the future, because like I said, like they are playing a battle of attrition with us right now, and we don't even have a defense. Like we don't even have a team playing like defense. So the next point is to organize in real life and not only online. Online anything is just not effective. Like you can donate to people, you can whatever, but like fundamentally, if we do not organize grassroots in real life, we will not accomplish anything. And so my goal is really, really trying to make sure that you all can uh can organize out in real life, like move out into the real world and take real action, because that will make a big difference. um Anti-fragile versus fragility, just like, trying to build a system of engagement with politics that won't cause you to burn out and shit all over the floor and stuff. Like, just making sure that you're able to, like, interact with politics in a way that is sustainable. Because, like, it's not good for morale for people that are engaged to see people type comments like, uh, I care, but this is too painful and I wish you all luck. It's like you're on a battlefield and everyone else is like, you see people dying around you and you're like, actually guys, like, this is too hard for me. Good luck, but I'm out, and they like turn around and walk away. Like, that's kind of what it feels like when people type comments like that. So genuinely, like, maybe just think a little bit before you type something like that. Even if that's how you're feeling, like, maybe go talk about it with your friends, but don't, like, in a public setting, signal to everybody that you just have given up entirely. If anything, I feel like a lot of those comments might be like, they're not Fed posts, but like I could see the fucking FBI doing that shit where they like pay people, or the CIA or whatever, they pay people to like post a bunch of comments online that like they think it's hopeless or whatever, because it's like a psyop to get people to think that everyone is like given up already. Like, I could totally see that. And then the last point was that harsh tribalism within leftist circles is a no-go. Like genuinely, we just need to get the fuck over ourselves and realize that, like, yes, you may have the perfect leftist positions, but honestly, like, we need to respect and encourage other people to be involved with leftism, even if it's not the style or flavor of leftism that you particularly enjoy. And if anything, we should just be happy in general to see leftism grow. So those are the points. Thank you all for being here. If you liked the video, if you enjoyed the content, I would love to see a little like button, press, do a little bit of that. Hit that subscribe button. You can find my link tree or all my links just in the description of the video. And there's lots of good stuff there. You can find my Twitch, my YouTube, my Instagram, my whatever. We have a Discord with lots of friendly people in it. It's been nice seeing some new people jump in the Discord. Would love to see some more people as well in there. But yeah, I would appreciate any engagement that anyone can do. Like, I want to try to boost this channel and grow the most I can to try to make an impact and do the most that I can. So thank you all so very much for the support lately. The last video popped off really well, and I'm hoping that this one does well. To just try to keep that train, that ball train ball rolling, train, I don't know. It's something. It's rolling, that's for sure. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my Patreon. So you will see Patreon people popping up on screen. These are all of my standard supporters, and I thank them very, very much for what they do, because you're all very kind, and I could not be here without all of you. Thank you so very much for the support. But now I'm going to shout out my super supporters. These are my top tier supporters. They do the most. I could not be here without you all. And genuinely, thank you so, so much. Like, genuinely, like, I do this like every video. I wish I could, I say thank you, but it doesn't feel like it's enough, and I wish I could make it feel like I'm like grateful enough, but I can't. So that's a thing, but that's besides the point. I'm gonna go ahead and do the shout out now. Daniel Malloy, Sleepy Kayla, Art, Katie Starr, William the Concurrer, Jean Perret, Gwen Vaughn, Andrea Uhara, Kira, Sophie's Left Florida, Ultraviolet Vadu, Cassidy, Kate, Fiona Dobson, Cal Fiore, Trisha Pizafred, Katie Bug, Melanie Scouten, Sarah J. Buck, Nikki Notzel, and Sam Howard. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much. You're all very kind. It makes my heart all warm and fuzzy when I see the Patreon and I see the support. Genuinely, much love and appreciation to everybody. I am gonna be back with another video next week. We'll see what it's about, but you never know. I try to keep everyone on their toes. It's really hard to talk about things nowadays because politics have gotten really fucked, like super fucked. But I'm trying my best, and I hope that you're all trying your best as well. I'm sure that we all are. we're all just doing the best we can during these very difficult times. But I hope that you all stick it through with me, and that I hope we all live to see the brighter future together, because that's what we're working towards. And it would be, you just got to keep moving. Just got to keep one foot in front of the other. Some days, it's just one day at a time, but we get there, we work through it, and yeah. So thank you all again for the support. And I just wanted to wrap up the video by reminding you to do a little bit of extra self-care for yourself. You gotta freaking do this wonderful, amazing stuff that will help you feel better. Like this thing that I recommend that people do all the time, which is to drink some water. Okay. Whew. So that was the end of a video. That was not the end of the stream. Although I will admit, I feel like ultra dog shit. So I'm kind of curious if stream would be. I know that like stream, like the ball is rolling so hard right now on stream. Whenever this happens, I feel really really bad if I end stream, because like genuinely there's so many people watching right now, and like we got so many likes on the stream, like the algorithm is going burr, and people are chatting and everyone's having a great time. And I don't want to be the party pooper. I don't want to be the one that's like, I feel like shit, and I want to not sit in front of these lights that are making my head hurt really bad. But it's just like it's a sticky wicket. It's a pickle. It's for sure a pickle. Oh, let me turn chat off there. Okay. Let me scroll up a little bit on chat, just see what people are saying here. Your lamp makes the most recent chats tough to read just for future streams. Is it the most recent, or is it the? Hold on, let me see. You could. What's everyone doing for TDOV? The most recent chats appear at the top. Yeah, I can see that being a little hard to read. But so for when you're watching the live stream itself, the chat should be available on the side panel. It's really, the chat on screen is really just for people watching the video. And yeah, it's not perfect. Maybe I can add a stroke to the chat, like a little outline to it or something to make it more visible. I I struggle with I tried to change the settings of the appearance before and it didn't work. So I'll have to look into that some more. Restream chat is like Restream is kind of busted in general. The chat only shows YouTube on YouTube and Twitch on Twitch. Yeah. Yeah. That is true. I didn't think about that. I probably should leave chat up. Now that I multi-stream, I should probably leave chat up like all the time. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Holy shit, 9 viewers on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. Why hello, Epic Fail. I missed the segment. You're fine. You're fine. One number 9 with extra cheese. First and foremost, I have a house older than the USA. Second of all, why I said that is that if you are pro something or against, there is equally 30% chance for it to be passed. So everyone in a country can disagree on, and there's still a 30% chance. Uh, do you guys don't understand that your vote doesn't matter? Wait, who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. I think there were some people in Twitch chat talking to each other, and I don't really understand what y'all going on about. But let me the stream is still up, goody. Yeah, that was every time I end a video, people think that I'm ending the stream, and it's like this really funny thing where like I feel like I think it might like, I don't know. To me it's really obvious when I'm recording a video because my cadence changes. Like the presentation, the way that I speak is different in videos versus when I'm just talking on stream. And it's so like I feel like it's obvious, but then, it's not. It's just me. It's obvious to me, but not to other people, because, a big issue is how the core of the right was built. It's decades of religious, political, and other leaders knowing they're not going to necessarily win in their lifetime. They're in it for the long game. Yeah, the people on the right understand that they are a minoritarian party. That's why the right wing is so effective, because they understand that they can't win through like they can't win by just motivating people to vote all the time, because like if they did that, like they would lose. Like if all the Democrats came out and voted and all the Republicans came out and voted and everything counted, the Republicans would like always lose. Like they would always be a minority party. And so in order for them to achieve majority control, the only way that they can achieve that is through like voter disenfranchisement and through gerrymandering and all these other like really underhanded methods that give them an upper hand when they really shouldn't have one. My nose is so stuffed up. I don't remember what it was, but a friend of mine used to use a chat aggregator that showed all the chats on all the platforms. Well, I use Restream, but like it's just dumb. Now I have you on Twitch. Awesome. It's good to see some new faces in chat, by the way, and thank you for the follow on Twitch, Emily. Thank you for that. Sorry I deleted Discord. It got to be too much. No, you're okay. You're all right. No worries. For anyone else that wants to join, the link is in both chats pinned. You can see it's my link tree. You just click it. It pops open like a website, and then all my links are there. Robo Rampage, thank you for the follow as well on Twitch. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. We are getting some consistent growth on Twitch. It's really nice to see. I started at 0 like maybe a month or two ago, and we're at 123 followers. That's pretty awesome. It makes me happy to see the consistent growth over there. Like I feel like maybe there's not enough lefties on Twitch. I kind of get why it's hard not to get banned on Twitch as a leftist, but you know, you know. Many right wingers think too their rewards will come later, and if they do what their leaders tell them and suffer now, it's okay. They will reap the rewards later. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rich conservatives use culture war BS to make their voters mad to get more votes for them. Yes, and it's not just that. Like it's more than just that. Like they're good at motivating their base with fear and anger to come out and vote, but they're also good at like literally cheating. like they're they literally like toss out as many like in Texas. Texas would go purple or blue like really often if not for the fact that they like throw out a shit ton of votes and make it insanely hard for like minority populations to vote in Texas, and there's shit tons of gerrymandering and all this other stuff. Like they just basically cheat. They rig the system. Like the fact that the Republicans are able to achieve a majority in the Senate, House, or whatever is reflective of the fact that they're cheating. Like literally should be impossible because the amount of people that Republicans represent versus the amount of people that Democrats represent is not 50-50. It's not even close. Democrats represent probably like 60% of the population, and Republicans represent like maybe 40, maybe 45% of the population. Like it is not even close. So, like, it's genuinely just a game that the Republicans are playing, and the leftists, like Democrats, often feel like they don't have to play that game because they're a part of a majority party already, and so they don't like try as hard, and they just let right wingers get away with all this bullshit. I used to stream on TikTok. It got seriously toxic. TikTok is just like kind of like a garbage platform shot from someone's asshole. Like it used to be better, but now it's even worse than it used to be, which was already not very good, and so it's bad. Some Democrat politicians bend over for the conservatives. Exactly. They're just weak. Democrats are weak. We need to uh either replace everyone in the party basically or something. Something because I mean like one of the most frustrating parts about being a leftist is the fact that like Democrats don't listen to their base. Like Democrats make a point to ignore every single person who is a part of their base, like leftists, but like they will listen to consultants and lobbyists and all these other people, but they ignore their base. And the right wing is like they listen to the lobbyists, but they also listen to their base. So like it's less overt that they're like completely bought by lobbyists because the right wingers will at least sort of like pretend to signal to their base that they're going to do the thing. Like for instance, Donald Trump, he ran and he was like, oh, the prices, oh, the gas, oh, the groceries, it's going to get so much cheaper I care so much about affordability. Yep, 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 yep. And then did he do anything about it? No. Did he make it worse? Yes. But did he pretend to care about what the base was pretending to, or not pretending, but what the base was actually caring about? Yes. So he, like Democrats don't even do that shit. You talk about something Democrats care about, and the Democratic politicians don't even feign, uh, like care, like anything. Like they literally just like you mentioned wanting Medicare for all, and they're like, we did the Affordable Care Act. Why are you not happy with that? Okay. Like, did you not see that thing that we did like 10 years ago that kind of sucks, that is falling apart and doesn't really work or fix the problem? Like, why are you not happy with that? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's and then they're like, we're gonna do nothing we're gonna do nothing for 4 years except create the environment for giga fascism. And then when you have no motivation to vote for us, we're gonna pretend that it's actually your fault as the voter for not wanting to vote for like the worst opposition party of all time. Uh because it's not the politician's job to make you want to vote for them. It's your job as the voter to make yourself want to vote for them. Like the Democrats, if okay, if the Democrats appealed to their base and actually tried and motivated the left wing party, like the left wing of the party out, we would literally always win. Like we would never stop winning. Like that meme of Donald Trump, like you're gonna get sick of winning. And we're gonna win, win, win. By the end of it, you're gonna be so sick of winning. You're gonna be begging me. You're gonna come to me with tears in your eyes, and you're gonna say, "We can't keep winning. We can't keep winning." But then I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna say, "We're never gonna stop winning." Like we could be living in that reality, but instead the Democrats like literally have their assholes gaped for the Republicans, and they're just like begging for it. They're just like, please, please, we don't want to have to do anything. Like, uh, yeah. So with that very, very, very wonderful mental image that I have placed into all of your brains, I think I may in fact start wrapping up a little bit here, cuz look how cute Freddy is. Look how cute he is. Isn't he adorable? My head hurts really bad. It hurts really bad. And I feel terrible. So I think I might just like, oh, someone's got Cyberstan as their username. I'm sorry, I just had like PTSD of me and Paige trying to fight on Cyberstan and like literally getting PTSD from it. Why are you gape shaming? I'm not trying to kink shame, but like if your kink is being a Democrat who gets absolutely destroyed by Republicans, then I'm sorry. Oh, my stomach hurts really bad. My head hurts, my stomach hurts. It's wonderful. Oh my god, the cyborgs. Cyberstam was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. Twitch.tv clip. Oh, did someone clip something? Did you clip me talking about the asshole gaping? Uh because if so, thank you for that. And yeah, I think I'm probably gonna start wrapping up here. Honestly, my head hurts, my body hurts, my life hurts. I feel terrible. But thank you all for the amazing stream. This stream has been really good, and other than the fact that my medication change is making me like hate life, I've been really, really happy to see all the new faces in chat. You know, like the new video brought a wave of new people into the community, and it's really exciting to see, and I'm really happy about it. Thank you so very much for all of you being here, and it's amazing. I'm very thankful for the community. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be here, and for you all putting your trust in me to have this platform. So thank you all very much for that. You're all very wonderful. I will try to be back on Friday for a chill stream. Like, I don't know what we'll do on Friday. But we will have a chill stream on Friday where we won't talk about politics as much, and it'll hopefully be nice. Maybe I'll be feeling a little bit better by then. I'm not sure. Either way, I really appreciate all of you a whole fucking bunch, and I hope that you all have a great day, night, whatever it is for you. And yeah, this video, the video will be out by, I don't know, Saturday or Sunday or something like that. Like, I'll have it done over the weekend because that's when engagement is like peak. So weekend releases are good. Anyway, yeah, I will go ahead and wrap up here, and I appreciate you all so very much. Oh my gosh, my tummy. Make sure to pet your cats, pet your dog, tell your friends you love them, and drink some water. Drink water, please. Drink some water, please. Drink water, please.
How you spell us, right? You spell us, U.S. I just picked that up. Has anyone ever thought of that before? I just picked that up. A couple of days I'm reading, and it said us. And I said, you know, if you think about it, us equals U.S. For minors, do we love minors? I love minors.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You was made obsolete by our own creation.
Indeed.
But imagine a giant Joe Rogan pussy right up there, like I mean, elevated,
like a jellyfish.
teleported up into Joe Rogan's vagina.